Hello! Hello, everybody! Hi, Sass. Hi, Genjutsu-sama. Hi, Rang. What does absent mean? Hi. Hang on, chat's going out of the box a bit. Hi, Iris. Hi, Maggie. How are you? I'm good. Did everybody read the chapter? I saw in Discord that Genjutsu-sama didn't. So, tag everyone. I see that in Discord now. At everyone. Okay, I did it. But, so Genjutsu-sama, if you didn't read it, you're gonna be confused. If anyone didn't read it, you'll be confused. Discord. Yes, I have a link. I have a Discord now, and I have a link to it in the description. And hi, Buketa Music. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's okay. You're just probably gonna be confused. Especially because this chapter had a lot of plot twists. So, you might want to read it for yourself. And then, watch the VOD. Unless you're okay with just being spoiled. Because this chapter had a lot of plot twists that you might want to read for yourself. Let me open up my notes. And Bookclub. I still remember stuff from the anime. This is stuff that I had only ever seen season 1 of the anime, so this was all new to me, and it was all quite shocking. I mean, should I get into it now? I can get into it. I will catch up and read both. Okay. I'm going to start talking about the chapter now, so anyone who isn't ready for spoilers or who doesn't want spoilers, this is your warning to get out. I did read it. I'm actually right at the end right now. I think and now I thought it'd be through by now, but it doesn't end. Yes, this chapter was very long, wasn't it? It was very long. Wait. Okay, so Iris is almost done with it. Can I start talking about it? A lot of people aren't done with it. We met Hanyu. I already knew about Hanyu though. Well, I didn't really know who she was, but just through being a weeb, I already knew about Hanyu because I knew about the ow ow how how ow 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 how that song. I already knew about Hanyu from that song. But I didn't really know who she was. You can talk about it, no problem? Okay. I'll talk about it. Go for it. Okay. Hanyu is very cute, I thought, but also very I think it's safe to call her pathetic. She's very resigned to her own fate. What song? Nano Desu. Is it called Nano Desu? If you look up shall I play it? Will I get copyright strike if I play it? Oh. I don't know if I'll get copyright strike if I play it. It's Boku wa hanyu tomo I don't know Japanese. I can't even sing it. If you look up Hanyu Nano Desu song, it'll probably come up. It's just like it's a cute little song that she sings. Her voice actress sings. This is a cute song. So I knew her from that, and also just from random fan art, but I didn't really know who she was. Great Nano Desu. Is Great the original? Hanyu Nano Desu song. Nano Desu. I thought Great Nano Desu was the remix, or is it the original? Nano Desu with the title is Nano Desu with a little like star after it. Here, I could link it. Now let's link this. This is a song. I could just link this. Red Alice. That's the remix, isn't it? I think that's the original I just linked. I think. The song. It's a banger. I remember watching an AMV to that song without knowing what was going on before I even watched Higurashi. Boku wa Hanyu something. Hanyu's a bit pathetic, I agree. All the same as Rika at the start of the chapter. Yeah. Rika's kind of mean to her. It's funny. Here, I found here's the lyrics right on the wiki page. Boku wa hanyu to moshimasu boku no sugata wa miyamasen. I should stop singing songs I can't sing. It's really a banging song. But yeah, she didn't really, I guess, Hanyu can't even do anything. She's just kind of there. Some of this chapter I actually, some of it I read at home, and some of it I watched a YouTube video of while I was at work during my lunch break. So some of it I actually had a different experience of, because the girl I watched, she has a version with the voice acting and different visuals. So I had two different experiences. Because I wanted to see the story at work. So during my lunch break, I watched some of it in a YouTube video, which I think was fine, because the other chapters I wouldn't want to do that with, because they're supposed to be spooky. This chapter wasn't spooky though. Watching a Let's Play would make it less spooky, but this chapter wasn't spooky. Hanyu hasn't been in any other chapters, have they? She's been mentioned, right? She's been mentioned in tips, but we didn't really know who she was. We saw in tips Rika talking to somebody, but we didn't know who it was, right? Out of all the answer arcs, this was my fave because it answered a lot, and I really liked that all the characters actually finally took part in trying to overcome tragedy together with saving Satsuko. Yes, this was very friendship. This chapter felt good about all the friendship, but then it kind of got torn apart at the end. Now I'm just saying spoilers, full spoilers for the end, but, if you're still here and you didn't want to hear that, then I already warned you, so I can talk about the end now. Actually, hang on. I want to check something real quick. It's on this one. Okay, yes. I was checking. Ruben, you're the one who left the really long comment that I didn't respond to because I didn't really know how to respond to it. On my 5th chapter, you left a really long comment, and I did read it about Shion. But at that point in the story, I did really dislike her. But since I hadn't read all of the story yet, I didn't really feel ready to respond to this comment. Because, I was saying, in that video, I was saying my current thoughts on the character. But without having read the whole story, it is kind of hard to make a full, what's the word? To have like a full view of the character. Because in this chapter, I ended up actually liking Shion. In this chapter, I ended up liking her. I did read your comment that you left on chapter 5, but I never responded. Because I wasn't sure how to. But yeah, by chapter 5, I did not like Shion very much at all, because first of all, that chapter she was the point where she was really unlikable. I guess everyone's kind of pretty unlikable in their own chapter where they go crazy, but also, unlike all the other characters, we hadn't seen much of her outside of that, right? Shion only showed up for very small parts outside of that chapter, and the other chapter that she was in a lot was chapter 2, which in this chapter 5 we just learned that she was crazy the whole time. And so at that point in the story, I really disliked Shion. But this chapter made me like her a lot more, seeing her sort of what's the word? Repent? Is that the right word? Or atone by helping Shion, or Satoko, not Shion. It made me like her a lot, seeing her go back, or seeing her actually do what Satoshi had asked of her. That chapter had a lot of revelations and stuff. I did find part of the saving Satoko parts a bit boring, but it's fine. I kind of agree with that. I mean, I felt like a lot of parts were drawn out about it, maybe just because of a lot of the parts were the same, reading the same thing over and over again, like them making a bit of progress and then being told no, and making a little bit of progress and being told no. It was kind of repetitive, but I think the end result was good, and it made it feel like it felt very is inspirational the right word? It made you feel very warm towards all the characters. It's all good, because let's be honest, she's an unlikable person. When she's on your side, she's a good ally. Yeah, she was the one who was ready to fight for Satoko, and I really liked that. Everybody else was kind of okay with, or early on, everybody else was kind of I guess they were more rational about it, but her anger was very relatable as a viewer. You felt that anger too, and you kind of wanted her to, you wanted someone who was gonna actually fight for Satoko, and it felt yeah, she's gonna actually fight for her. Finally done now. What was interesting is that Mion wasn't the one being violent at the protest, and that Shion took her place. I wonder if she really has a demon. Maybe she does. Yeah. Mion is interesting because of the fact that she never, even Rika pointed it out. I don't know what's going to happen in the next chapter, but as so far, she has never, gone crazy. Which, to me, so far has made Mion's probably my second favorite besides Rena. Rena's, my first favorite. But I think Mion is very cute. and how she's like the most like tomboyish and like rough one, but she's actually the least likely to become violent, and like like Rika even like says that Mion doesn't have it in her or something like that, which I think is kind of like, it's kind of cute. The Shion chapter didn't paint her in the greatest light. Yeah. That's kind of putting it lightly. So she gets some redemption in this chapter. Yeah. It is also kind of weird though that she was at the school. Like when I first saw her at the school, I was really confused. I was like, how did she get here? And they never really explained, because like in her chapter they were like, she can't come back to Hinamizawa really unless she pretends to be Mion. So I wonder how she managed to do that in this universe. The Enma Tanagashi festival was pretty nice. Yeah, it made me kind of wish that I was there, even though I knew that we were probably going to get some sort of violent thing to happen. But it made me feel like I wanted to go to a festival in a small town. Shion's anger was a direct parallel to Keiichi's in chapter 3. But I like that the point of the story is that never should be the right way to solve problems. Yeah. Even though it is a relatable anger, that I think, because I think like as a viewer you feel angry about what Satoko's going through probably. It still shows that that's not the right way, because like in pretty much all the other chapters, people's anger led to them killing people and then even more tragedy. Well, either anger or paranoia depending on the chapter. One thing that I was wondering, I don't really remember very well, I guess, but they mentioned like one of the rules is that Rika always died. How does she die in Onikakushi? I don't even remember her dying there. Was that another like natural disaster or like quote unquote natural disaster thing? I didn't remember that. I was like, I don't remember her dying there. For some reason in Onikakushi I only remember Rena and Mion dying. Or am I wrong? I guess she must have, right? Because that's like one of the rule of the universes. Can I look it up? How did Rika die in Onikakushi? Did she die? What chapter is that? That's chapter 1, right? We don't see Rika's death because the story ends after Keiichi dies. So we can just assume that it happened? This chapter had a choice, but I don't think the choice changed what happened either way. It had a choice that was kind of weird. It was like, it wasn't even really a choice. It was more like, the game was like, what happened last time? Did he give her the, or it was like, did Rika tell him to give the doll to Mion, or did she just stand by and watch? It was like, not so much a choice as just like, do you remember what happened? Or maybe it was supposed to be a choice. It was weird. But I actually picked the thing that didn't happen. I clicked the one that said that Rika chose to tell him to give her the doll because I wanted her to do that. I don't think she was brought up. I just assumed she died off screen. Yeah, the choice didn't matter. Yeah. It was very cute seeing Mion get the doll, I thought. And in that part, when Keiichi asks for the different game, I'm sorry if you hear something outside. I think that people are like, I don't know what they're doing out there. I think they might be doing work on the outside of the house. But the part where Rika gets Keiichi to change the game, she thinks like, oh, Keiichi is changing fate. But I felt like in a way, Rika didn't realize it, but in a way she kind of changed the fate by bringing it up, right? I guess I guess Keiichi also changed the fate. But I felt like it made me feel like she like didn't even realize that she had this power. But I guess then she did when she saw that Keiichi had the power to change things. It's kind of I don't know how to describe that part. It was like it was interesting that she had never like thought of making even small changes like that before. The choice was tell him or don't tell him, but it ended the same way with Keiichi giving Mion the doll. I really enjoyed Keiichi's speeches though. Yeah, Keiichi gives a lot of good speeches. He always gives good speeches. A lot of my notes are me flipping out about people kind of remembering their past lives. I have a lot of parts of my notes from like, Keiichi is remembering. And so many references to past chapters. They kept like referencing past chapters. Like they kept being like, wouldn't it be crazy if I did this? But I would never do that. And it was always something that they did in a different chapter. Like, what was it? One that I can remember is Keiichi was like, I would never ask my parents how to be a perfect murderer. When in chapter 1 he asked his mom, like, how someone would commit the perfect murder because she likes mystery books or something like that. He's a magician with words after all. He's a magician with words. If Rika didn't say anything, they would have just played the games like in the other world. Yeah. I have a lot of parts of my notes where I kept writing about how I didn't know if horror things would happen or if we would actually get a happy ending. But I was like, I mean, the more the chapter went on, the more it felt like we would potentially get a happy ending. But the whole time I was like, this is Higurashi, and that like we might get a happy ending next chapter because it's the last one. But are they going to give us a happy ending the second to last chapter? Probably not. But I still kept like wondering, like maybe it'll happen. I still kept holding out hope. I wrote, it's fated to be great. Like Keiichi said, like, this summer is fated to be great. That gave me hope too. I was like, is it? Maybe it is. It's interesting how, knowing that everything that would happen, like, Rika just, like, lost all passion for life. It's kind of, that part was sad. But I also kept thinking about things that she could have... I guess she was just so resigned to her fate, and Keiichi's the one who made her realize it. But I kept thinking of, like, little things that she could change. Like, but I guess it doesn't really matter if you can't change the fact that you're gonna die anyways, huh? Well, that's not the point of the chapter, is it? The point is that you can change fate, right? I think the point is that the reason Rika is currently so hopeless is because she spent the majority of the first few decades of that 100 years trying to make small and big changes and still failed. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So that's probably why she didn't even want to try to make those small changes. It makes you wonder why now everybody's remembering their past lives. The part where they were trying to get into the shed and Takano was like talking about wearing cat ears and meowing was weird. I was like, this is so weird. I was expecting it from all these moe characters and all the like lollies in this game constantly wearing cat ears and meowing, but coming from Takano was just weird. At the time, it felt kind of cute. It was like Gap Moe, but I guess now we know the truth about Takano. We can imply she experienced other worlds outside the 6 worlds because she just mentioned She did mention experiencing worlds where Keiichi didn't move to Hinamizawa. I'd be kind of interested to see those worlds. It was also interesting that, like, the only world that we saw Akasaka in was one where his wife died, but then in this world, she had been able to warn him beforehand. Which is, when does the time loop start, I wonder? Because I thought she just was reliving this summer over and over again, but I didn't even think about that. Everything felt very happy, and then suddenly Satoko was brought back to her uncle. I wrote a lot about that. I was very shocked by that. Honestly, maybe I did find, like, a lot of the fighting to get her back a little bit boring. I kind of felt that, like, of, like, the question chapters, chapter 3 was probably my least favorite. So that was probably the plot line that I wanted to see come back the least. But it works a lot because of the fact that Rika is the main character of this chapter. And also, I guess, like, that's, like, one thing that the entire town can rally over. So it makes sense that's the one that got brought back. Still, there were some parts I found kind of boring. But it was pretty epic when everybody came to talk to the old people. So it makes sense that Rika is so hopeless now, because after 100 years of not knowing what world you jump in, I give up too. It's too many worlds and different circumstances to remember. Yeah, that's true. I feel like I would just, I don't know, go crazy. He's wondering why the buff guy was able to hear Hanyu in chapter 2, since his sickness wasn't terminal at that point, and only after Takano would inject him after the festival. Wait, I didn't even... He was able to hear her in chapter 2. I don't remember that, actually. Was it in the storage shed he was able to hear her? It's surprising Rika isn't insane. Yeah. This chapter, speaking of people seeing Hanyu, it explained, like, the beginning of the first chapter. When Keiichi is on the train, he's like, I keep hearing someone apologizing. What is she apologizing for? He was hearing Hanyu apologizing because Rika was talking about how Hanyu couldn't stop apologizing when that happened. And another note that I wrote, when, like, Chie went to see Satoko at her house, I was like, because we just heard, like, we just heard people laughing and Satoko's uncle, like, refusing to let her see her. I was, like, imagining, like, the worst. I was like, what are they all doing to her? I was, like, so disturbed at that part. They actually showed, like, after that. But I was like, with just that and them just keeping it to our imaginations of what was happening, I was just like, oh my god. Yeah, when Shion said she heard jumping in the storage shed. Oh, he was able to hear it too then. Oh, I didn't even remember that. They did that connection to Hanyu. It was set up all the way back in chapter 1. Yeah, a lot of things were set up really early. It only got explained now. I felt like when I was reading this chapter, I kept feeling like I need to go back and read all the other ones to, like, with, like, the knowledge I have now about Hinamizawa syndrome and about Hanyu and everything. And I felt like I needed to go read them back to see all the hints. so that I knew what was really happening. At one part I wrote, my soul wants Satoshi to be alive even though he almost definitely isn't. Which I guess we kind of got almost a confirmation of. When Takano killed Shion mentions, like, oh, this is probably what you did to Satoshi. And Takano is like, I'm not going to tell you my secrets or whatever she said. But, like, I feel like that probably was what happened to Satoshi. I wanted him to be alive. I want him to be alive. But, yeah, no. Probably not. That's what you call good writing. Yeah. It was very good writing. This chapter had a difference in that Keiichi was able to pat Satoko's head when she went to the school, when she was, like, going crazy. Or, I don't know if you'd call it going crazy, but, like, when she was in, like, ultimate despair mode, he was able to actually pat her head without her flipping out. And I also wrote that Rena smacking the old guy was kind of badass. It was just kind of cool when she just, like, goes up and smacks the old guy after Keiichi did. Just, like, if you attack one of us, you attack two of us. That was just so cool. Rena is so cool. She can be so cool. It's like you wouldn't expect it because she's, like, the more, like, moe-ish character. I guess that's what I like so much about her, is that she can simultaneously be the, like, moe character that can come across as a little bit ditzy, but then, like, when it really matters, she can get shit done, right? That's what I like about Rena. Takano and the mountain dogs are the reason the demon away people were missing. They were probably taken in to get experimented on. Yeah. I just wanted Satoshi to be alive. Never my entire life when first starting the story did think mental illness and politics would be a major part of Higurashi. Yeah, it was weird, this chapter, with, like, all of a sudden, in, like, a world where we were mostly seeing, you know, it takes place in, like, the countryside. We're mostly seeing, like, people from the countryside just thinking of, like, non-scientific reasons, you know, more like old wives' tales, maybe you'd call it, as to explanations. So the sudden switch to, like, technology and science being the explanation is just weird. It's very weird. It was crazy. Keiichi went wild at the meeting with Oreo. He, like, threatening to kill her twice, and then she agreed. Like, that was crazy. I was like, that convinced her? I like that there really is logical and scientific explanations for all the seemingly supernatural things that happen in the story. Yeah. Besides Hanyu, I guess. That's supernatural, but everything else was scientific. And it made me hate, like, the government. Or the mountain dogs. The mountain dogs, were they technically the government? Or who exactly are they? They're just science people, I guess, right? I was kind of confused about like, Takano. I was just like, what is the point of this? I guess she just wants to become God. When the Sonozakis were all talking about, she's gonna have to apologize. Sato's gonna have to apologize. I was like, oh God, I hope that doesn't involve fingernail ripping. I hope that doesn't involve fingernail ripping. It didn't, though, as far as we know. It didn't, though. Oishi was really good in this chapter. Usually Oishi is like, well, I guess he's very back and forth on whether he's like good or not, it feels like, in chapters, whether he feels like a enemy or an ally. But in this chapter he was great. He was just like really helping. In this chapter, a lot of people that we felt were potentially evil, like him and the Sonozakis, ended up being a lot better, you know? Especially, like, the Sonozakis finding out that the whole time they weren't even behind any of this. Like, the whole time we just, or at least I, and the story led me to think that the Sonozakis were definitely doing this. We still don't really know what the Hinamizama syndrome is. It makes sense that it was a parasite, since Rika has the queen mutation, so it seems to be a parasite. Yeah, Rena might have been right the whole time about the parasite. I mean, even if it isn't a parasite, she was still basically right, because it's still, like, pretty much the same concept. We kept seeing all these, like, notes from Hifumi T. Did they explain who that is? Hifumi T? This whole time the Sonozakis are simply just accepting the rumors to maintain fear, respect, and power in the village. The Sonozakis are kind of based, aren't they? I know that they're, like, they have bad things about them, like the fingernail ripping. But they just felt so cool. I thought they just felt kind of cool. And, like, I think in previous chapters I shipped Keiichi more with Rena, but in this chapter I felt like I shipped Keiichi with Mion more. I kept thinking how freaking cool it would be if Keiichi was the husband of Mion, who is just the ultra cool and leader of the Sonozaki clan. I kept thinking, how cool would that be? Fingernail ripping is cool. Not that part. That's not the cool part. The cool part is, like, how they just... What's the word? They just, like, keep up appearances. And, like, they're like, yeah, these rumors are about us. And we're gonna keep it that way so that you're afraid. Because we need to stay the top dogs. I just thought that was cool. Like, the whole, sort of Yakuza vibes, I guess. Wait, Takano. Wait, Takano... What? But was Hifumi Takano's first name, or was it some relative of Takano? Oh. Oh, really? Somehow I missed that, I guess. Do you like Mion? She's got that bossy vibe. Yeah, I like Mion a lot, too. Keiichi and Mion taking over Hinamizawa as future heads of the village is a damn interesting idea. That's what I thought, too. I was like, I kind of want to make that happen in The Sims. I might just have to make them in The Sims. That's like, whenever I want to, whenever I read or I play something... and I want to, like, know what happens next, or I think of an idea I want to happen next, I like to just make them all in The Sims and play out the story that way. I wrote, Frederica Berncastle be referencing my chat because she had a poem about Schrodinger's cat. She was talking about us, guys. One of my notes just says, what is Takano talking about? I don't know what part I wrote that at. I did not write any context for that note, so now I'm reading it back and being confused. What was Maggie talking about? Higurashi Doko? Do I want to make a video about that? I don't know if I want to make a video of it. I'd probably just do it by myself. I always feel like such a nerd making, like, characters in The Sims and playing out their lives. Like, when I played Omori, I told you, I was like, I want to do that, and you guys were like, stream it. I was like, stream it? I don't know if I want to do that. I feel like I'd be so embarrassed. Keiichi sure has the charisma as a spokesperson, while Mion with her family name has the power to make the decisions. Yeah, wouldn't it be cool? They'd be so badass. I googled the name. It seems to be a relative, but it'll probably explain the next chapter, so I won't look into it more. Okay. Okay. It'll probably be explained. I wrote, I wonder if the syringe that Rika injected Shion with has the same thing as when Takano is using, the Hinamizawa syndrome, the H137, or 73. I guess that must be what Rika was trying to inject Shion with, because she tore out her throat when Shion injected her with it. But how did Rika get a hold of that, is what I was wondering. It would be an interesting watch. Make them slightly psychotic. Make them be crazy. Keiichi and Mion power couple. Yeah. Let's all ship Keiichi and Mion. Before I shipped Rena with Keiichi a bit more, but now I ship Mion more with him. But I'm usually, with most things, I'm very much a multi-shipper. So I still do think that Rena and Keiichi would be a cute ship too. But I think that Mion and Keiichi is now probably my top ship. And one of my notes also just says, but why? I have a lot of notes here that I don't know what I was talking about at the time because I didn't add any context. It did explain Takano's body being always 24 hours old. When people saw her walking around at the festival, it was like, dead people are walking around more than they should be. But it wasn't her all along. I kind of wanted there to be a supernatural reason. Because wouldn't it be so creepy? Wouldn't it be so creepy if she was actually, like, walking around but was actually dead? I wanted it to be a real reason. But why? Not that kind of but. Out of all the group, let's be honest, Keiichi is the most unstable, unpredictable, and therefore the scariest when driven crazy. So let's not. We could have crazy Hinamizawa syndrome Keiichi running the town with Mion. That'd be scary. They explain that the vaccine actually makes you hallucinate if you infect a healthy body. But Rika isn't healthy. She has the virus as well, so I don't know. Yeah, I wonder. When Takano was first revealed to be evil, I kind of thought it was a little hot, but I didn't like her anymore when she started being really evil. That was probably a horrible thing to say. But when she like started taking out guns and killing everybody, and then she just tortured Rika, I was like, no, Taka, no. I like crazy women, okay? I liked her at first. I like the real at first made me like, made me like her a little bit, but then I strongly grew to dislike her more. Actually seeing the craziness in action. Takano kind of hot, even with her god complex, not gonna lie. Yeah. Takano being revealed as a villain is a perfect example of too obvious, but still surprising. Yeah. It was like, the whole time she was being weird and creepy, but at the same time, she, like, you know, she would always die. So or like you thought she always died. So like while she was always creepy, it was able to write it was easy to write it off as something like, oh, she's just interested in the history, and she just gets a little wacky and a little zany when people talk about the Unamizawa murders. Like she's just like she's just kind of gothic inside. Is that the way to say it? She likes the grotesque. Like there are lots of people who just like the grotesque, you know, but they aren't actually evil. So like the fact that she always died made it easy to write it off as that. Although I guess in chapter 3 it's pretty obvious she killed Tomitake. But you know, you never really knew her reasons for that, and you never knew if it was just a one chapter thing or like, well, I guess it wouldn't be, but I don't know. Like in previous chapters, it was easy to think of reasons why like it might not be her. So like there were like so many obvious signs, but it was easy to write it off as something else. I wonder, people are like, there's a theory that if Rika dies, everyone else will go crazy and become extremely violent. But I felt that, like, that was just a theory, right? We don't have a universe in which the queen actually died. Or, well, I guess we have, but we don't have, like, in this universe, we don't have evidence of it. So I kept thinking things like, I mean, I get that Takano was the one controlling everything, and that's why they just killed everybody. But I kept feeling like, because like the prime minister, whoever it was very shocked by killing the whole village. But he eventually went along with it. I felt like if he really cared, he could have they could have like quarantined the town so nobody could leave for a bit while watching to see if people became violent, and then maybe went through things that people actually did. Do you guys think people would actually... Are there any proof in any of the other universes of that happening, actually? Or did they always kill people before that could even start to happen? Like, will they really go crazy since Rika's dead? There are universes where, like, people survive after Rika dies. But... I guess it's only Keiichi in, like, chapter 3, right? He survives then, but he's still crazy. He, like, predicts people's deaths. What's up with that? He, like, is actually able to, like, sort of predict people's deaths in that chapter. Mion Shion chapter kind of reveals that the whole Rika theory isn't true since she died pretty early. Oh, yeah, that's true. The part where, like, they were just slaughtering the whole town made me, like... I hated that. I was so mad. I was so mad at everybody that was causing this to happen. It felt so, like... unfair, I guess. Or... unnecessarily cruel. Killing just this whole town. And that part is the part that, like, that and when she shot everybody was the part where I really hated Takano. Like I can like a lot of villain characters, but that part was the part where I really, really despised her. I felt like that made me, the ending of this chapter made me sadder than any other chapter I felt. I guess especially like learning that in all the previous chapters, all those gas leaks weren't actually gas leaks. Nobody actually had to die, like the whole time. I don't know. It just like made me so angry, and it added a feeling of futility. Like how I guess in the next chapter we will see it. Probably. I'm guessing in the next chapter we'll probably have a happy ending. Maybe. But, it, like, add a feeling of futility, because how are you supposed to fight an enemy like that, right? Good, let the hate flow through you. I accidentally winked. I didn't mean to. I can never wink on purpose. I only ever do it on accident. I wonder if we will actually get happy in the next chapter. Yeah, me too. I hope we do. I would like for these characters to end their endless suffering. I wonder if a happy ending would end the time loops, or do you think that if Rika even like died of old age, would she suddenly be time looped back to June of 1983? I wonder if just, like, would a happy ending, like, break the curse? Or is it a curse? Is it a curse, or does she actually... I guess the end of the chapter is sort of like Rika went back. It made it sound like Rika had agency over going back. Like, she chose to go back to try again. It's kind of what that last tip sort of felt like it implied. So I don't know. Maybe she's the one who's choosing to go back. Takano was a compelling villain and well-written one at that. All I'm gonna say. Okay, so the phrase "all I'm gonna say" makes me guess that there's a lot that we're gonna see in the next chapter. So I will hold off on my final review of Takano. A good point would be an ending where everyone lives. And yes, we need an ending where everybody lives and they're all happy. That's all I want. I was thinking in chapter 3, now I don't remember the scene perfectly. I guess I would have to go back and reread it. But that part where Keiichi told Airi what was going on, and Airi, like, he was like pretending to believe Keiichi. He was like, yeah. But then Keiichi heard him talking on the phone to somebody. I wonder if that was Airi trying to... I don't even remember if this chapter mentioned anything about, like, shots, or if he, like, became paranoid about getting vaccinated or something. But I wonder if Airi was like, oh, he has Hinamizawa syndrome, we need to get him vaccinated. I'm guessing that was probably what was happening. Very loud cars outdoors. We still need to know Takano's motivation, except the God complex thing. Yeah. I would really like to know, like, more from motivation. Because the God complex thing, I don't know. It just feels like... It feels like there's got to be more than that, right? Or, like, even more of an explanation, in-depth explanation of the God complex thing would be good. Or is, like, what I would like to see. I really want a happy ending, but it's Higurashi and I just don't see it. I hope so. Please. I mean, there's got to be a happy ending somewhere, right? It was kind of like they all... I thought it was crazy that... So the reason that, like, in the end, they all got shot by Takano. Before Takano appeared, there was really, like, a feeling and a vibe of they can fight these 6 guys. And I thought it was very funny, the idea that 4 teenagers and 2 little girls are able to completely fight off these, like, 6 fully grown adults. I was like, okay, I guess we're doing this now. But I guess that didn't come to fruition. But the thing did give a feeling of it would have happened if Takano wasn't there. Yeah, I feel like I was simply taking precaution to help Keiichi, and it was simply Keiichi's Hirasawa syndrome, exaggerating as usual. Yeah. It's really fun to read chapters from the point of view of people with Hinamizawa syndrome, isn't it? Especially I want to go back and reread them now that I know what it is, you know? Because it's, I don't know, it's just very interesting. Like, seeing all the symptoms play out and everything. Yeah, those adults must be really bad at their top secret assassin job. Yeah. Yeah, they're not even just grown adults. They're also grown adults trained to be assassins. Oh, but guys, did the what are they called? The mountain dogs. Did their existence explain the truck in chapter 6? Like that Rena saw with the guys? Those were the mountain dogs, weren't they? Did they describe that they were wearing gray uniforms in that chapter? Because when they mentioned like the gray uniforms in the truck, I was like, oh my gosh, these are the guys, aren't they? In Rena's chapter. But what were they doing? Oh gosh, my tummy just made a loud noise. It always happens on stream. Ah. That's because I just woke up like 15 minutes before stream. I didn't have time to eat anything. I took a nap because I was so tired. Because my sleep schedule's all weird. And so I just woke up right before stream. Yeah, they were the mountain dogs. Also the gardeners were also evil. So Rena was right all along. Yeah. Also people looking for Rena are explained. Yeah. That's what makes Higurashi so interesting as a murder mystery, because the arcs are told from the perspective of the culprits who directly caused the tragedy by going crazy and not trusting everyone. I love that kind of story. I guess like in the visual novel community, it's like a genre that's oftentimes like called like denpa, the denpa genre. And like there aren't very many things tagged as that, but it's just like a protagonist that suffers delusions, and usually when you're playing it, you don't really know what's real and what's fake because you're playing as the crazy person, at least for part of it. Higurashi is tagged as denpa, and everything I wish there were more denpa titles and more that were translated, because to me it's just such an interesting genre, seeing everything from the eyes of a crazy person, right? Seeing everything and not knowing what's real, not being able to trust what you're seeing. It's very interesting, isn't it? Snack on something? Do I have something I can eat on stream? I don't have a lot of snacks in my house right now. I could eat a granola bar. I'm gonna grab a granola bar. I'll probably like mute the parts where I'm chewing though. I don't like eating on stream. It's embarrassing. Hello. Like an unreliable narrator that also exists in books. Yes! I love that too. Like, I read the book of Fight Club. I really love that. Sorry, oh, that's a spoiler. Well, who hasn't seen Fight Club by now? I'm kind of crazy myself. Because you have Dempa in your name, Boris? Hi, Boris. Let us listen? Eating ASMR? I don't like eating on stream. I will mute. Wait, I didn't realize that if I just mute myself eating, then it's just a lot of time of just silence. Takano's villain theme music during her reveal scene is a jam, let's be honest. I don't really remember what song was playing. Actually, the girl I watched had different music than me at some parts, and I was wondering what's up with that. I guess she said she had a patch for the music. What music played at that part? I've never seen a Red Fight Club. I will someday, I'm sure, but I don't mind spoilers. I kind of spoiled it just by saying that it falls under that category. No, why? Buy one of those cheap stereo mics from Amazon. To do eating ASMR? Iris, it definitely worth a watch. Yeah, I think it's worth a watch too. I like that movie. It was good. A lot of my notes are just, escape, escape, escape. Go, Keiichi, go. Takano, no. I have just a lot of very dramatic notes like that. It was how I was feeling at the time. It's also kind of like, well, I don't know what the word would be. Commendable? I don't know if that'd be the word. It's kind of like badass, maybe, for Rika to choose to go with the very painful and violent death, just so, instead of like the less painful one, just so that she can actually remember that Takano is the bad guy and can like make changes in the next world. That was kind of like awesome on her part that she's willing to go through that again. The book and the movie are quite different, so I'm not sure if I watch the movie and read the book. Also, I have a huge backlog of books I want to read. I think Fight Club is one where most people say the book or the movie is better than the book. I like both of them, but they both are kind of different. They both sort of provide a different experience. The movie makes some changes that I thought were better. Like, I can't really go into detail, I guess, on that if I don't want to spoil. Like, the movie, I think, changed some things for the better to make them fit a bit more, well, actually, it changed some things that kind of took, like, the book has different themes and sort of a different philosophy than the movie does. And the movie has a more Hollywood ending than the book. But I thought they were both good, honestly. I like both of them. Both are meant to be good. Yeah, they're both good. The reveal of seemingly mysterious or irrelevant side character being the true main character central to the plot is something I've never seen before, though. Yeah, that is interesting. I'm trying to think if I've seen that before. Like a side character being the true main character. Or like the true like center of the plot. I don't know if I've ever seen that either. That is really interesting. Because the majority of Higurashi were led to believe Keiichi is the protagonist. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that either. Oh, I can actually think of an example, actually. But it's another Denpa visual novel. And this one is like... I've mentioned it before, but every time I give like a heavy warning. If you read this one, it has a lot of very extreme, disturbing content. But Subara Shikihibi kind of has that. Did I just spoil Subara Shikihibi by saying that? Oh, god damn it. I'm stupid. I keep spoiling things for people. Yeah, I always like Kei is the main character. Yeah, this chapter kind of switches that up a bit. But Okay, just Sam, you're just here getting spoiled. Because you didn't read the chapter yet. It's all good, spoil away. I'm the spoiler master. I just spoil things for everybody. I was very sad. I wrote after so much hope growing this whole chapter, we were forced to see everyone die. So horrible. It felt so horrible. Like, maybe, like, there was such a feeling of maybe there will be a happy end, and then we had to see everybody die, and they all gave a very depressing, dramatic speech right before they did. Yeah. I'm gonna eat another granola bar bite. It's crazy how I have my mouth closed when I'm eating, but my model's like, mom, 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 mom. Oh, wait, that's my model. That's me. That's my physical body. Sorry. I'll catch up to it all. Finish Elden Ring a couple more times and read it in my downtime. You finished it already a couple times? Isn't it supposed to be really hard? Good job. I don't know. I haven't played it. I just heard about how it's supposed to be really hard. Congratulations. Personally, I don't mind getting spoiled by someone, but I hate getting spoiled by myself for looking at the wiki page of a character because of my curiosity. Me too. Like, when you look up especially when you aren't expecting any spoilers. Like, you're looking up a character, like, maybe you want to see who the voice actor is. Okay, I'm gonna look up that character, and then you click their wiki, it says status, deceased. You're like, oh my god. Haha, yeah, that's how we can tell when VTuber's eating. It's pretty cute. It's cute. Ba 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 ba. Going like that while eating. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. I wrote, oh god, we're gonna have to hear how Rika dies in graphic detail, aren't we? I really was expecting them to horrifically describe Takano killing her, but they didn't. I was really expecting this to be another, like, Chapter 5 situation where we're just hearing graphic, horrible deaths. Yeah, it's the worst. Yeah. Just status deceased. What? It's kind of hard, but you can do things to make it easier-ish. To make what easy? I'm confused again. Oh my god. I forget what... People in chat always say things in response to something I just said, and then I forget what I said. It happens all the time. Why can't I remember what's even happening in a conversation? I do like how complicated and full of depth the characters of Higurashi are. This is something I feel the OG anime totally condensed and butchered. I haven't seen the anime in a very long time. That's that's somewhat how I was feeling reading it. I was like, oh, these characters have a lot more depth than I thought they did. Which is perhaps how Higurashi, I feel like in the ultimate, like, in like most of the anime community, not the visual novel community, but just the bigger anime community, a lot of people see it as just being like just moe with like a plot twist. They think of it as just like a moe just like moe one note, like regular like slice of life characters, basic slice of life characters suddenly dying. I feel like people think of it as like a weird gimmick show like that, but the characters in the visual novel have a lot of depth. Elden Ring. Oh, Elden Ring. Yes, Elden Ring. Elden Ring is kind of hard, but you can do things to make it easier. Oh, I see. Okay. To be fair, you're having 2 or 3 conversations at once, so it's all good. I guess I am. Hello, Maggie. Hello, Aris. Hello. We're talking about Higurashi Chapter 7, so if you haven't read it, you might be confused. Although I'm reaching the end of my notes here. So the stream might become Zatsudan pretty soon because I don't have too many more notes on the chapter. In chapter 3, we actually saw Rika's body as the result of what Takano did to her. I was like, so that explains that. Sorry for interrupting. I'll wait for book club to finish. No, that's okay. I'm just saying that I might be done with the talking about Higurashi soon. Trying to sleep, but so hard. I know that feeling. I have trouble sleeping a lot of times too. I hope you're able to sleep soon. Sometimes I can sleep better if I like take melatonin. That's probably my only advice. I'm really bad at sleeping too. I can never fall asleep. 11 p.m. Wow. Where are you from? If you don't mind me asking. I always just become curious about where people in my chat are from. Higurashi as an anime has always been viewed as edgy horror, but the story through its source material really shows much more than that. Yeah. Especially because, like, the actual themes of the story aren't edgy at all, right? Like, the actual themes are about, like, friendship and, like, everybody needs to believe and, like, we can change fate if we try. Like, or at least so far. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the actual ending's going to be, but as of this point, it seems like those are the main themes, which are not edgy themes at all. Those are, like, really hopeful themes. You're from Indonesia. Oh! Cool. Indonesia. I actually looked at my analytics recently. I was surprised. The highest percentage of in my analytics, it says from the Philippines. I was surprised by that. I was expecting it to be because I was expecting it to be like other people in the U.S. because of my time zone and everything. And I was like, wow, I'm like hitting international people. It makes me very happy that like all these people from all these other countries are just here to see me. It's crazy. Thank you. Friendship was the main theme of the last 2 chapters. Yeah. So it feels like it's the overall theme of the series. Which is like not like what people think of it at all. People just think it's like edgy shock material. How did... Oh, wait. Yeah, so in like when they killed everyone in Hinamizawa, what they did is they locked them in an enclosed area and gave them gas, and if they left, they shot them. Correct? So that's how Keiichi survived, is that they didn't see him like in the river or wherever he was at. Right? 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is evening in Southeast Asia, and Southeast Asian people really like VTubers. It seems so. It makes sense. Yeah, most people watch YouTube in the evening, huh? I guess when I'm streaming, people in my own time zone might be at work. Algorithm YouTube made it so you found me. Wow. I like that YouTube is actually pushing my things into people's spaces. It's weird. Even though I have so few views, it's cool that YouTube is still sending people my content. My last few notes are just me being extremely angry about everybody coming to kill people. That's what makes it more impactful. I've never been fond of the power of friendship trope in anime, but Higurashi really shows how important trust and communication are in overcoming your demons. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like, most of the chapters where people went crazy, they didn't confide in other people, right? They were too paranoid and scared to trust other people. Oh! I just bumped my camera. Sorry. Those are all the notes I have on Higurashi. I don't know if anyone has anything else they would like to add about the chapter, but those were all my notes. Oh, unrelated to Higurashi, I thought of an idea for an endurance stream. I think I might try it out. It might be very painful. It's so when that convenience store game, I bought it in a pack of horror games. I thought I could do an endurance stream of like either get to a sub goal or play all those games. Like, they're all a bunch of horror games by the same company that I bought. So it'd be like either get through all the games that I bought in that pack or get to the sub goal. That could be an endurance stream maybe. Especially because I'm really bad at horror games and I get really scared of them. I was horrible with that convenience store game because I was so scared. So I'd just be, you know, super scared. It'd be like several hours of fear that I could only escape via getting to a sub goal. What are your theories for next chapter? Will you come to understand and forgive Takano like you did with Shion as a villain? Takano, I mean, Shion only did what she did in one universe, right? Takano's did it in all the universes, so I think there's gonna have to be something very convincing for her to make me forgive her. But I suppose it's not out of the realm of possibility. My prediction, I really, really, really hope that there is going to be a happy ending. That's kind of my prediction. I do kind of have the feeling that we are heading towards a happy ending. But it could surprise me, and we could not. Spooky night? Yeah, it'd be a very spooky night. I would be dying. I think I'd probably start it. Sorry. I think I'd probably start it at like midnight, maybe next Saturday. Maybe the sub goal would be 250 subs again, because that's, like, last time that was my goal, and I did not even get close to that. Maybe I could finally make that sub goal. Or not. Or I could just spend however long playing a billion horror games. I personally feel the friendship angle in Higurashi is still pretty cheesy, but I don't mind it too much. I feel something else could have been done. I like it. Well, I like all the characters a lot, and I guess I'm not... Cheesiness, I can handle. Like, I'm the type where something really cheesy, I can watch it and be like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. You're down for spooky endurance with Maggie. Sounds good. Okay, I might just have to do it next Saturday. Or this Saturday, I guess it would be. I guess they call it this Saturday, right? 7 days from now. Probably advertise it on Reddit. In English, in my English session I get C, but I try to learn in games and try talking to strangers at streams like this or something. Yeah, listening to people who speak the language talk is probably the best way, right? Like, listening to people naturally talk. I kind of slur my words, though. Am I good for people who are trying to learn English? Keep going, artists, keep improving. Yeah, the more you work at it, the better you'll get. Well, no doubt the themes of friendship can be cheesy and unrealistic, but it really balances it out with its darkness, which makes you root for these friends to find their happiness. Yeah, I do feel like the darkness does make you even more want to see the characters get a happy ending, and it makes you even more attached to the characters. Maybe. At least for me. Self-promotion time? Yeah, I have to do more self-promotion. I always, like, self-promotion is it feels so weird. Some of my posts I've posted, like, for self-promotion have gotten a lot of or a decent amount of attention, but most of them just get like no upvotes. In fact, one stream that I advertised on Reddit is one of my lowest viewed streams. I was looking at my statistics like yesterday. It's like I advertised this one and still nobody watched it. In my country website, Reddit is banned. Just open without VPN. Oh wow. I didn't know that. Keep up Irish, you get their English already pretty good. What Reddit is banned? Reddit is banned in Indonesia, I guess. I guess you could view it still with a VPN, but still that's like... You wouldn't be able to go on Reddit. Which stream? The Can I Defeat Meg stream from Hades. I advertised that on Reddit. And I got like no views. Or well, I guess it got views, but it like... Here, let me see. YouTube has like statistics where you can see your like worst performing videos. And that's one of the ones they have in the worst. Let's see, Meg. Wait, Meg actually got quite a few views. Wait, it got 84 views. That's actually pretty good for my videos. So I don't know why it's in my list of... Like, somewhere on my channel, on your channel on YouTube, you can just, like, see, like, videos that didn't do very well. And it listed that one for me. But looking at the statistics, that one actually did, like, how my streams normally do. So I don't know why. It's a good way of learning English to understand pretty much everything people say, but my grammar sucks and I can't speak too well. Understanding is more important than speaking now. Yeah, it's probably easier to listen than to speak it, right? To understand what you're hearing than to, like, actually speak it, right? It's probably easier to type than to talk, too, right? That's just what I would guess. I don't know any other languages other than English, though. I want to learn Japanese, but I lack the willpower. Your live views must be good, though? My live views must be good? On that stream? I'm not sure if I can see the live views or just the... VOD views. I mean, isn't the views a mix of the stream views and the VOD views? Kind of torn where they're like, Higurashi or Steins Gate better, even though they're two entirely different beasts. I haven't read Steins Gate yet. I want to at some point. Steins Gate, isn't Steins Gate the highest rated visual novel on VNDB? VNDB. Let's see what the highest rated visual novel is on VNDB. Visual novels. And by rating. Muv-Luv Alternative is the highest rated, and then Steins Gate. Muv-Luv seems hard to get into for me. I don't know. That's one that I've wanted to get into, but it seems very difficult to get into it. Many websites bans example porn. Oh. Is Steins Gate worth a play? I've heard Steins Gate's really good, but I'm not Ruben, so you didn't ask me that question. Let's see, the highest rated on VNDB. Muv-Luv Alternative, Steins Gate, White Album 2, Closing Chapter. I believe that only just recently got a translation, I think, right? I don't even know. Umineko no Nakokoro ni Chiru is number 4 highest rated. Soko Aki Muramasa. I don't even know this one. This is the 5th highest rated? Umineko no Nakokoro ni 6th rated. Utawareru Mono Futari no... I think this has an anime, and I think my friend showed it to me before. Or does it not? Fata Morgana. I know that one. Higurashi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Higurashi is number 9 highest rated. And then a Rance is number 10. One of the Rance games is number 10. People be rating Rance really high, huh? It's a good time travel / time loop story, but it's a slow burn one. And it takes time to get attached to the characters, but it's worth it and it's well written for a time travel story. I mostly just know its reputation for being good, and that's like all that's made me want to read it. I don't like Steins Gate. It's really hard to write a time travel story, but a lot of people love it, so Iris doesn't like Steins Gate. I haven't read it, so I can't say my thoughts on it. I just have wanted to read it. Even more than Steins Gate, I want to read Chaos Head and Chaos Child, because those are tagged as Denpa. I like Denpa. Emotes Paradise not in top 10? Travesty. I wonder what Emotes Paradise is rated. I have to go see. Emotes Paradise. Emotes Paradise 1. Oh, wait. Emotes Paradise 1 is rated 6.5. Emotes Paradise 2 is rated 6.9. Or, yeah, Emotes Paradise 2 and 3 are both rated 6.9. So people just think Emotes Paradise is just It's one of the few where its time travel is both scientifically believable and remains very consistent with its rules. Time travel is hard to get right, isn't it? Because, like, it's very easy to create plot holes if you invite time travel into your story. Yeah, like the Chaos Head and Chaos Child are made by the same people, right? I want to read those really badly because they're tagged as Denpa. Denpa. See, most things tagged as Denpa aren't translated, so that's one of the few things that's translated that's Denpa. So I really want to read that. What about Katsuba Shoujo? What's Katsuba Shoujo rated? Let's see. Katsuba Shoujo is a lot of people's first visual novel. I guess nowadays, I think people's first visual novel is more likely to be Doki Doki Literature Club, though. Katsuba Shoujo is rated... 7.8. Katsuba Shoujo is pretty good. Actually, I haven't read it in so long. I want to go back and reread it sometime. Because it was my first visual novel. I read it, like, in middle school years or something. I would like to reread it now that I'm older. Back then, I really loved Rin. She was my favorite. But I don't know how I'd feel about her now. Elden Ring not hard, but after you meet and battle a boss, it becomes hard. If I'm not streaming to YouTube Elden Ring. I haven't played Elden Ring. I haven't played any like Dark Souls games or at all. I'm scared of them, kind of. Because they're supposed to be so hard, and I'm already not good at video games. But I watched Jerma stream a little bit of it, and I felt like he was pretty good at it. I was like kind of interested in the game, watching him play it a little bit. That's the only thing I've seen of it, is watching his stream of it. I felt the time travel wasn't that consistent, and their Divinity were some plot holes in Steins Gate as well, but it's been a while since I read it. Iris and Ruben, you guys should have a epic battle. Sorry, I shouldn't try to ask people to fight in my chat. I shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, it's been a while since I've read it. Me too. I read Chaos as a child, but its anime is apparently trash. I didn't even know it had an anime. Its VN is very good, apparently. In fact, in the entire franchise, Steins Gate is the best anime adaptation of the bunch. Yeah, I've heard Steins Gate has a good anime. React funny video at Reddit. I don't know if I want to do a Reddit video reaction stream. I don't know if I'd be a very good reaction streamer in general. Like, I don't know. Do you have a controller? No, I should get a controller. There are lots of games that would be a lot better if I had a controller. Like, Red Dead Redemption 2 is on sale right now. I wanted to buy that, but I was like, that game would probably be horrible with a keyboard, wouldn't it? I should get a controller if I want to stream that. No fighting, only love. Yeah, no fighting. Don't fight, even though I just told you to. I got to get a charger for my camera. It's dying, and usually I have a charger right next to it, but today I didn't. Wow, that was loud. I'm gonna eat another granola bar bite. My cat is here. She came in the room and I grabbed her. I think she's mad at me. Winnie. What about having the people in chat compete in a meme competition? I could do like a funny video reaction if they're videos you guys made or videos you guys have chosen from me. That might be better than me just going on Reddit and like trying to find funny videos. It might be better if I have people to curate them ahead of time. Well, it's his opinion. There's no point fighting over fictional stories. Haha, especially something about time travel. If you did it, it would add to Maggie lore. We would know what your humor is. Maybe. Maybe I could do a video like that. Do you know what my humor is from my jokes I make in my videos? I guess that's different from humors I laugh at. I think a lot of times people don't realize I'm joking too. At least, I mean, Amiko, I guess, talked about that in her stream she did the other day. That's a response I get a lot in real life, is people not realizing that I'm joking. I like to say things very seriously that aren't serious. You could send me some either on Twitter or Discord. Discord would probably be better, right? You like red? It's your favorite color. And Itachi is awesome. Naruto is your favorite anime. Oh. So, the other day, that's why... Not the other day. This happened a while ago. When I said I love Sasuke for his canonical cat ears and his tsundere face. You said, Sasuke, not Itachi? I said, well, Sasuke is the one with the canonical cat ears. He doesn't have cat ears canonically, but I would like to imagine he does. Hello, Holang. Please, if I ever say anyone's name wrong, please let me know. I say that like every time a new person shows up in chat, because I'm always worried about saying someone's name wrong. You love cats? I love cats too. My cat was just in my lap, but she left, and then she was eating food in the background. I don't know if you heard her. You get my humor? Okay, that's good. In real life, a lot of people don't get my humor. Ha ha ha, cat ear Sasuke. He has cat ears. Canonically. Now my cat's drinking water in the background. Tsunderes can be hit or miss. It depends on how it's done. I agree. I think that tsunderes can very easily either be the worst girl or the best girl or boy. And it all, like, very rarely are they in between for me. Because usually, like, if they're the worst, they're just, like, way too violent. They're, like, getting in the way of things. They're, like, constantly beating up the main character. They're, like, stopping any romantic progression by becoming randomly violent. And then that just makes them the worst character. But they can also be the best character if they're, like, developed right? Because, like, with a tsundere, it's very easy to, like, have character development there that makes the character more likable, right? Like, Natsuki from Doki Doki Literature Club, I think, is a really good tsundere. I really like her a lot. Especially because she has a reason to be tsundere, I guess. Like, characters that have a reason for why they act the way they are so much better than characters that are just tsundere for no reason. Fan art idea, Sasuke, Maggie with cat ears. Me as Sasuke with cat ears? Or both of us with cat ears? Me and Sasuke hanging out with our mutual canonical cat ears. Except I don't have any canonical cat ears because I'm not a cat. Huh. It would be an AU. I'm not a cat. Don't forget, there's the classic tsundere and the new age tsundere. Yeah, the classic tsundere is that they are mean at first and they slowly progress into a, like, not mean at all. Whereas a modern tsundere is just mean the whole time. That's the difference, right? Makise Kurisu in Steins Gate is a good example of a good tsundere, and her actions make sense since the MC can be a socially awkward, insensitive dick at times. See, I haven't read Steins Gate yet, so I can't say. I'll be honest, I do like a tsun. Me too. I like a good tsundere. I think, like, an example of a bad tsundere is the tsundere from Baka and Tess. She's so annoying. Sorry if anyone here likes her. I don't even remember her name. But like good tsunderes, like Natsuki from Doki Doki Literature Club. Who else is a good tsundere? Trying to think of tsunderes I know. Ameko really likes Taiga from Toradora. Ameko also will try to fight and say she's not a tsundere though. Tsundere. Not sure about any more tsunderes I know that I've like seen the thing of. Like I know of tsunderes, but I haven't watched the thing they're from. Like I know like Luis or whoever she is. She's a really famous tsundere. I guess maybe she's not anymore. I feel like that anime nobody cares about anymore, but I never saw that. Let me go into my Anime Planet profile and see if I know any tsunderes. Or like tsunderes that I've actually like watched the thing from. Never. Let's see. Tsunderes. Taiga was the first tsundere of many. Oh, wait. Did you say Ameko's a tsundere? No. I mean, Ameko likes Taiga, but Ameko says that Taiga isn't a tsundere. She says that because she says a tsundere has to be mean to their love interest, and Taiga, or they have to be mean to someone because they like them. And Taiga isn't mean to the person she actually likes. She's just mean to Ryuji, not because she likes him, just because that's how she is. But she's not mean to the guy she actually likes. That's why Ameko says that Taiga is not a tsundere. Ameko soon into the Lord Ghost. No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean Ameko is tsundere. I meant that Ameko says that Taiga is not tsundere. Looking at my list of anime, Angel Beats, the main girl from that's kind of a tsundere, or Yuri is her name? I didn't really like her very much, but I didn't hate her. Tsunderes. People will say Senju Gahara from Bakemonogatari is a tsundere, but they don't know what tsundere means if they say that. They just say that because she calls herself a tsundere, but then Araragi's like, you're more of a tundra. She's not really a tsundere. So he's doing an Ameko impression. Oh yeah, I forgot I said I would do that. Oh, what was the Ameko? How does Ameko talk? She's like a little higher pitched than me, isn't she? Or is she not? Hi, my name is Ameko Hachimitsu. I love candy, the rain, and being a teddy bear. That's not what she sounds like, is it? Is that what she sounds like? Hello, my name is Ameko Hachimitsu. Is that how she talks? Konteri. Yeah, that's her intro. I was saying hello. She says Konteri. My name is Ameko Hachimitsu, and I am a teddy bear, and I love candy and the rain. Is that how she talks? She's a little higher pitched than me, right? Which character was your first tsundere experience? Mine would be Helga from Hey Arnold. Oh. I guess my first tsundere, Misty from Pokemon. Does she count as a tsundere? Maybe her. I didn't really watch Hey Arnold very much as a kid, so I don't know if I could count Helga. Like, I watched it a little bit, but not enough that I'd know if I would call her my first tsundere, because I like barely watched it at all. That's pretty good. Was it good? We have very similar voices, Ameko and I do anyways, right? People get our voices mixed up on the phone all the time. Haha, OMG. Hey Arnold, what a show. Hey Arnold. I barely ever watched that show. As a kid, I remember seeing one episode that, like, horrified me, where, like, they have, like, a food eating contest, and then the one character, like, passes out and is, like, streaming liquids from their mouth that, like, flow into the street. And I remember as a kid being horrified and disgusted by that. That kind of painted my impression on Hey Arnold, I think. Classic indeed, and very good. I don't remember it very well. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Kyo from Clannad is a tsundere that I really disliked. Looking through my anime list. Ayumi from Corpse Party. Does she count as a tsundere? I like her. She's my favorite Corpse Party character. Just looking through my anime list now. Oh, my husbando is a tsundere. Rin Matsuoka is a tsundere, and he's the best. He's my number one husbando. Feeling for a cartoon with complex kids characters and mature writing. Hey Arnold is the one. Should I watch Hey Arnold now as an adult? See, I never watched much Hey Arnold. I watched... Let me think. I really liked Code Lyoko, if anybody remembers that. It's like got an anime-ish style, but it's like a French cartoon. But I watched it dubbed in English on TV. I didn't even know it was French until I was older. But it looks like anime, but kind of. They all have huge foreheads. I liked that. I liked Pokemon. I liked SpongeBob. I liked Recess. I liked Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. It's the French 3D show. Yes. That one I loved as a kid. Code Lyoko, Bibobo, Bodo. I don't know the words. Code Lyoko, do, 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 do. The theme song. Definitely is good for adults too. Shocking how relatable it is for adults just as much as kids. Nothing much wrong with watching cartoons as an adult. You find stuff in them that make you laugh as an adult. Yeah, I like a lot of cartoons as an adult. I was just mostly asking if that one specifically holds up. I like Gravity Falls a lot. Was really good. And even though it has a bad reputation, maybe online, especially because like the ending got kind of stupid, I liked Steven Universe when it was coming out. But I know a lot of people like thought the ending was really bad. But I liked that when it was coming out. I never finished it though. I'm bad at finishing shows. And I mentioned before that I was a brony. So I guess there's that too. Those are all cartoons that I've liked as an adult. And SpongeBob is good no matter how old you are. SpongeBob is great. Totally agree with the Pigeon Man, the kid that couldn't leave the door and stuff. I don't know those things. But that comment wasn't even addressed to me. I just always read them out loud even if they're not. Haha, did you finish MLP? I dropped off around when like Starlight Glimmer got introduced is probably when I stopped watching. I didn't like her. And I was kind of bored of the show by that point probably. But yeah, like the early seasons, even some seasons before that, I hadn't seen a lot of the episodes anyways. Like the early seasons, I've seen every episode, but like I guess after Twilight Becomes a Princess, I've seen less of those episodes. And then around Starlight Glimmer's introduction, I like dropped off completely. I just wasn't really interested in the show anymore. I didn't really like the whole like following the magic table to be taken to quests. I didn't really like that. Yeah, let's do our song. Hey Arnold Pigeon Man. Hey Arnold Pigeon Man. Is that episode like really crazy or something? I think I watched the first 1 or 2 seasons. Oh, I like the first 1 or 2 seasons. It's just a cute show. To me, I like My Little Pony for the same reason someone might like a slice of life anime. It's just cute. It's just cute and it just makes me happy. Just cute ponies doing cute things. I will stand by my love of My Little Pony. I don't care what anyone says. Although I watched the newer movie of like the new generation, and that I didn't really like that very much. It was kind of dumb. Sorry. I watch random episodes of MLP because of my little sister. Yeah, I can see that. A lot of people are like that. A lot of people have only seen like. I was just deep into brony stuff. Looking into the show, it's interesting that kids show dealt with adult themes like depression, addiction, and child abandonment better than any other. Oh wow, I didn't know it really had those things. Have you seen Gravity Falls? Yes, I love Gravity Falls. I cried in the last episode of Gravity Falls, and my mom was like, "Why is Maggie crying?" Amika was like, "We just watched the last episode of Gravity Falls." My mom was like, "That show made you cry?" Because I guess my mom just thought of it as like a kid's cartoon. But it's a very emotional kid's cartoon, okay? Gravity Falls was really good. And it didn't like overstay its welcome either. It just like did its plot and then left. It didn't like do what a lot of shows do and just like continue on forever and get bad. It said what it needed to say and then it ended. It was so good. Yeah, it was really good. I like Gravity Falls song. The theme song? I can't sing it because it doesn't have lyrics, but yeah, I agree. Since I've only seen season 1 of the Higurashi anime, I asked Amiko if after we finish Banana Fish if she wants to watch season 2 of it with me. Because now I want to see what the anime did for season 2. New Futurama should be coming soon. I've never seen Futurama. That's one I should probably watch too. I've honestly, most adult cartoons I haven't seen. Like, South Park is probably the only adult cartoon I've ever really watched. Like, I've never really watched Futurama. I've never watched Family Guy, but I guess Family Guy has a way worse reputation than something like most people seem to like Futurama. Family Guy kind of gets made fun of a lot. I've never seen that one either. I never even really watched The Simpsons, honestly. South Park, I think, is the only adult cartoon I've ever really watched. Yeah, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Oh, I always wanted to watch it so bad as a kid, but my parents were always like, "No, you're gonna get scared." I remember I saw a few episodes of it as a kid, but I remember that my parents kind of were hesitant to let me watch it. I think that I was able to watch it at my grandma's house on my mom's side. She didn't care as much. But there was that other show that was on TV, Cat Dog. She would not let me watch that. She was like, "That's disturbing and grotesque." My grandma would not let me watch that show, Cat Dog. But she would let me watch Courage the Cowardly Dog. I need to check out the new season of Higurashi. Oh, yeah, the new Higurashi. I might watch that at some point. There's so many Higurashis, too. I kind of wanted to watch Higurashi Kira. The one where everything is happy. Kind of want to watch that, too, at some point. I don't know if Amika would ever watch that with me, though. I might have to watch that alone. It would be interesting to hear your thoughts on the OG Higurashi adaptation. Yeah, the first season, it's been so long that I can't really say my thoughts on it. I really liked it at the time, but it's been so many years. South Park is a classic. Yeah, I like South Park. I think that it has it has some duds, you know, but it does have some really good episodes too. It's kind of hit or miss. South Park can be. And like some of the newer seasons where they try to bring in like an overarching plot line aren't very good. But I like South Park has some good episodes. I can only watch a little bit of Family Guy, so I have to stop. Yeah, I never really watched Family Guy. I've seen like clips of it on YouTube, and I didn't like them very much. Honestly, I don't really like adult cartoons anymore, except South Park, and some episodes of Simpsons are really good. Yeah, I feel like I should watch some of The Simpsons. I see so much Simpsons memes. But yeah, most adult cartoons are so like overly edgy just for the sake of being edgy. I guess South Park is edgy too, but I guess usually South Park has some reason, you know? Usually there's like some sort of plot line that's happening. Whereas, like, I don't know, Family Guy just seems kind of overly edgy for my tastes. Just from the clips I've seen. Courage the Cowardly Dog is one of the few shows that make me question, wait, this is for kids? Yeah, that show, I remember it was scary, but I always wanted to watch it. Cat Dog, I remember that. Imagining a grandma legit disturbed that Cat Dog made me laugh a lot. She thought it was really disgusting. She would not let me watch that show. Why is Cat Dog not watchable? I think my grandma just thought it was gross. I don't, like, to this day, I don't even know what really happened in that show. Like, I don't know what the actual content of it was. I just know the basic concept of there was a half cat, half dog creature. And that's really all I know. Because I was never really allowed to watch it. Or at least, I don't think my parents would have cared, but I wonder if we didn't have, like, whatever channel that was on at our house, or what was the situation. Because I think that I only ever saw it on at my grandma's house. And I remember her being like, you can't watch that. It's disgusting. Family Guy was a good watchable show in its early seasons where it was more cartoony and funny and less edgy. But over time it got worse. Oh. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know about it having good early seasons. You should check out Disenchantment. I've been enjoying it. I'll look it up. Disenchantment. Oh. American animated satirical fantasy sitcom. Okay. I have it here now on my computer. I have a whole bunch of things, though, that chat always suggests to me. I have, like, a list on a notebook of millions of things that chat has suggested for me to watch or play. It's a good thing your grandma never saw Ren and Stimpy. She would die. She would be horrified. My other grandma, like, that's the one I was talking about before, is the grandma on my mom's side. My grandma on my dad's side always thought that SpongeBob was really gross. Well, my grandma on my dad's side didn't have any, like, cable at all. So, she never watched SpongeBob, but she just, every time she saw him, like, any, like, pictures of him or, like, merch of him at the store or anything, she would always be like, he's so ugly. She thought that SpongeBob was so gross and ugly. The real question of Cat Dog is, how does it poop? Pretty disturbing, if you ask me. That is disturbing. Oh, my tummy's growling so much again. I'm talking and not eating this granola bar. Maggie is a cute cat. You spelled magpie wrong. Regular show, though, is a modern classic. I've never watched that either. Gosh. I never watched that either. Did you ever watch Avatar? As a kid, I watched like bits and pieces of it, but I never watched the full storyline. I feel like that's another one I should watch. Damn, I fell asleep. Aris, weren't you trying to fall asleep? Was Cat Dog the first human centipede type thing? Did it come out before Human Centipede? Human Centipede. 2009. Wow. Cat Dog. 1998 is when Cat Dog first aired. Wow, it was. Cat Dog was the first human centipede. They were missing out with regular show. I should watch it. Man, your tummy isn't just rumbling. It's presenting a thesis. I'll eat more of this granola bar. Your voice made you fall asleep. Could I do ASMR? Do I have a good ASMR voice then? Have you seen Human Centipede? No, I have not. I don't know if I want to see Human Centipede. I've seen the part in... Never mind. Something else that's sort of like Human Centipede. I mean, maybe people can figure out what I'm talking about if they know other things that are similar to Human Centipede in the anime sphere. But Cat Dog was merged by the middle. That's true. It's not exactly a Human Centipede then. Can you speak Spanish? No, I can only speak English. Sorry. English is the only language I can speak. I'm talking about Human Centipede while eating is a good thing. Casually talks about Human Centipede while eating. So they have the same digestive system. Disturbing. Cat Dog is a disturbing creature. My grandma was right all along. Nice and relaxing voice. That's good. I'm soft voice. It's kind of messed up. Yeah. It's a very messed up concept. I remember, like, Mito from Niji Sanji did, like, a watch-long of Human Centipede, and she was, like, laughing at it. I watched Human Centipede with a bunch of friends. That was quite fun, but I wouldn't call it a good movie. It'd probably be a good movie to watch with friends, right? Higurashi Kai is definitely a step up compared to the first season in terms of adapting the story well. Well, then I guess I'll find that out. Amiko and I, we still have to finish Banana Fish. I'm very slow at finishing things. She's really faster than me. Whenever we watch something together, we finish it pretty slowly. Yeah, so after we finish Banana Fish, we'll probably watch Higurashi Season 2. You can't speak Spanish, but you can't speak Chinese. Well, I'm going to copy and paste your Chinese comments into Google Translate, and if they're mean, I will block you. elder sister? One-chan? Calling me One-chan? Drink coffee. What? Drink coffee, One-chan. Is that what you're saying to me? Drink coffee, big sister. I can't drink coffee. I don't have any with me. I know that I don't know what the Chinese pronunciation of older sister is. I'm not saying that One-chan is Chinese for older sister. I'm being a weeb. I'm being a weeb and saying the Japanese word. No, what? What? Huh? Oh, you're talking to Kay. Anyone here speak English only? There's a whole conversation going on. Chia Chia? Chia Chia? Chia pets? Does anyone here have a chia pet? That's it. Maggie, embrace the weeb. I forgot to embrace the weeb. I forgot to activate my weeb powers. Eat. Oh, they're telling me to eat. As Google Translate to say older sister, and that's what it sounds like. Oh, chia chia. Chia chia. Maggie is chia chia. Oh. Her weeb power's over 9,000. Her weeb power. I can speak English? Well, if you speak English, that'd be better for me, because then I could understand what you're saying. I can only speak English. Is there anything else to chat about, or should I end the stream? Because I finished talking about Higurashi. I usually just chat about random things after that. You can read some kanji, can't you, Maggie? I cannot. I can barely read any hiragana. I'm not good at Japanese. I can only read some hiragana. Even then, I can't read all of them, even though it's kind of easy for people usually to learn hiragana. Ameko is the one that can read some kanji. Ameko is really good at learning Japanese. I'm coming closer to you guys. Wow! I felt like I wanted to be closer. I might end the stream now. I don't know if there's any, yeah, we talked about Higurashi. Well, the next visual novel book club is going to be Saturday, the 26th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, like usual. So you have to read chapter 8 of Higurashi in order to understand what's going on. I don't have the willpower to become a premium lead. Me neither. That's why I can't speak Japanese yet. I've forgotten all of it. I learned to write it in high school. Oh. I've tried to learn it several times, but only for some reason it just doesn't stick in my brain. Oh, finally I can chat here. Hello. Nebris. Hello. Welcome to the chat, even though I'm probably ending. You can come chat my next stream. You can be good at speaking Japanese as well. You just have to put in time and effort. I'm not good at putting in time and effort, unfortunately. I'm not very good at that. I need to read it. I missed out. Yeah, now you have 2 chapters. So hopefully that's not too difficult. I'm off. Enjoy the stream. Have a good one. And see y'all at the next Higurashi discussion. It's 5 in here. Wow. 5 a.m. Well, I'll see you at the next Higurashi stream. Thank you for coming. Do you not have to learn a language in school? I learned French. We didn't have Japanese as an option. We only had Spanish or French. Okay. There's a lot of chat happening that I can't understand today. Oui. I understand that. Well, I guess I'm going to end the stream. Anyways, thank you all for coming to my Higurashi stream and my chatting stream. It was fun, and I'll see you next time. I'm not sure when my next stream will be. Maybe tomorrow morning. We'll see. But, yeah, thank you all for coming, and bye-bye.